Resistance. A few definitions that we'll need to look at. 1. Opposing or standing against. 2. Aggressive confrontation. 3. Holding firm against a countering energy, intention, or invitation. 4. Acts of omission or commission which serve to undermine another intention. 5. Refusal to look or act. 6. Determination to hold a fixed position of attitude or belief. 7. Knowing better, thus compulsively trying to control an information flow. 8. Playing games, such as scoring points, winning or outwitting. 9. Defending a belief. If everything is related to Jesus saves, I must only think positive, love handles everything, it's my subconscious that does it, or some other locked-in responsibility substitute, progress will be seriously impeded, both in session and life. Now, passive resistance. 1. Non-involvement. 2. Deliberately withholding support to the disadvantage of an activity. 3. Inability, used as an excuse and presented as reason for non-involvement. 4. Non-compliance with an order, command, question, request, or supportive activity. 5. Apparent compliance, pretending to proceed but actually going somewhere else. Compulsive talking, large volumes of story, free associating, dramatic theatricals, emotional acting are all apparencies of movement but are actually non-confronts and non-compliances. 6. Disinterest, no willingness, or coming from other intention. Now, involuntary resistance. 1. Incapability, that is, cannot see, do or have of a sufficient power to frustrate the client's attempt to overcome his stuff. 2. An outside influence that takes over the client's responses and ability to look. 3. A distraction placed in the way, diverting attention into other areas. 4. Inspection flow jammed by out-of-present time fears of reprisal, pain or discomfort as previously experienced in another time and place. 5. Holding to a perceived survival activity, attitude or belief, the losing of which represents in the person's mind the experiencing of a non-survival situation. 6. Irrational fear of loss or disadvantage. 7. Confusion to the degree of paralysis of function. 8. Dangerous environment or space, current or past, perceived as unsafe, initiating adoption of a defensive, locked-in-place position, creating disinclinations to proceed. 9. Coming from a shopfront, valence or being another. And 10. Running someone else's case, mistakenly thinking it is one's own. Careful and considered inspection of each of the above definitions, preferably in a group share, study group or workshop situation, in order to get a greater spread of viewpoints, will expand one's recognitions of the area. The more one functions as a clearer, the more phenomena will reveal, giving experience and knowledge unavailable to other people. In a mixed workshop environment, those involved in experience with clearing can provide much valuable data to help those not so fortunately positioned. One can greatly advantage oneself by applying each definition to one's own behaviours. Recognitions thus achieved will provide much to enhance and understand our own situations, even to revealing other factors not covered above. When occupying a role of client, the above will prove invaluable in understanding one's own motivations and assist in achieving rapid recognitions. In a group situation, list up examples of resistance acting out in life. Start off with things like making others wrong, keeping people out, not holding space, coming from self, etc., etc. Put them in your own words, avoiding StrataQuest jargon as far as possible. You may find more appropriate ways of wording things. Such an exercise may take a fair degree of confront and willingness, giving opportunity to uncover what resistances may exist in that area to impede and obstruct our movements of attaining comprehension and spread of knowledge. Some resistances are extremely subtle and not easily recognised, so ingrained that they are taken for granted and wouldn't generally present for inspection. Others may be valid viewpoints at one time, but constitute resistance at another. In such cases, the item itself is fine, but the context of time and place may be the factor determining its resistance component. Examples may include things like, can't be bothered, I'll do it tomorrow, it doesn't feel right, and so on. Some of the more positive aspects. Not all resistance is bad. The item giving the trouble is automatic and compulsive resistance. There are many energies opposing us on this planet, and anyone not capable of exercising resistance in his own defence is not long for this world. When another seeks to dominate or control us, the intention to let him be is tantamount to suicide in the fast lane. And promulgating such a philosophy serves well the pretenders of those who would have us as compliant and easy subjects. This area appears full of contradictions, so get discussions going to sort out all the ramifications. Are there times when resistance is the right course of action, or is this only an apparency? What would really happen if we just let a controller be? Should we stand idly by as a predator takes others out? Should we, by tacit consent, approve injustice and cruelty? Is it the resistance at fault, or rather the degree and how we place it that matters? Is no resistance just another way of justifying being passive? Is it true that what you resist you become the effect of? Or have we just bought in on someone else's misconception? There's a lot of issues needing inspection, so let's take a bit of responsibility and get into it. I could give answers, but then they wouldn't be yours, and there'd be a real danger of swapping one set of uninspected beliefs for another. Though it may be possible to indicate productive areas to look, I can't do the looking for you, and I'd rather not set up any more dependency that can be possibly helped. There's far too much encouragement of that being foisted on you already.